I'm going to show you how to install Mac OS X today on VirtualBox. Before I do that, I gotta give a shout out to Ryan Heuer, who I stole the settings from, and Hackintosh Zone, where I got the ISO. So I'll give a link in the description to both those places so you can check out their tutorial and you can download the ISO to do your own virtual machine. So, what do we do? Well, we go to New. We've seen this page before. So we go to New. And we type Mac OS X. Now there's a few settings that you have to get right, otherwise it won't boot correctly. So we're going to select Mavericks, because that's the ISO we're using. And we're going to give it a 4 gigabytes of RAM. And we're going to create a virtual hard disk. Now I'm going to give it about 40 gigabytes. Should be enough, and it's going to be a VHD. It's going to be dynamically sized, and it's going to be called Mac. Okay, so before we power it up, we got to go back into the settings. So right click settings, and we're going to change some system options. So we're going to get rid of the floppy disk. We really don't need that. We're going to uncheck enable EFI BIOS, and then we're going to go to processor count. Now I'm going to put this up to 4. It depends on how many processors you have. I have 8 CPU cores, so I'm going to put it up to 4 so I can get things rolling really quick. Now I'm going to crank the video display up to 128, enable 3D acceleration, and that should be everything. Click OK. Oh no, go to storage, go to the CD-ROM drive, make sure that it's a live CD, click OK, click on choose disk image, go to your Mavericks OS X disk that you've downloaded from Hackintosh Zone, and then you power it up by double clicking. And the screen will come up and you hit enter so that you enter the bootloader. And we wait a minute. I'm going to pause it while it does its thing. Okay, so after an exorbitant amount of time, we are here now. The language selection screen. So we go next. English for the main language. We will continue. We agree to Naresh's software agreement. Now, if you don't see a hard drive here, don't panic. It's real easy to fix. Go to Utilities, Disk Utility, and you'll see a VBox hard disk. Click it. Erase it and rename it. So I'm going to call my macOS and make sure it's macOS Extended Journal. Click erase. And yes. And there you go. That'll remount the disk. You close like this. It'll pop up here, and you go install, and you'll see the screen pop up, and away it goes installing. And I'm gonna pause the video again while it does that. So here we are installing macOS at about a minute. And once it's done, it's going to ask us to restart. it's restarting. Now if it doesn't restart right away, like mine hasn't here, it's okay to go ahead and reset the machine. And then when this comes up, just make sure you select hard drive, Mac OS, the hard drive that we formatted. Now this part's going to take a little bit of time too, so I'm just going to pause the video again until this is done. Okay, so now we're here at the welcome screen. We select, well, I'm in Canada, you can select in the United States. I'm going to select I have a US keyboard. Don't transfer any information now. Don't sign into my Apple ID because I don't have one. I want to skip it, I'm sure. I agree. I agree. Full name is user. Account name is user. Password is password. Password is password. Hint is password. And then click continue. Oh, I guess you can't be the same as the password. Guess what? There we go. And no, don't register this Mac. Skip. Setting up your Mac. And bingo bango, we're into the OS. And it looks like after it's done all this, I should be able to restart. Okay, so I lied. It's not finished. You want this little thing to say pop up and say permissions were fixed. And then once it does that, it does checking caches and updating caches. You basically want all of these things to finish up here. I'm going to allow it to send notifications to the notification center just because if I want the latest version of the Hackintosh, I want it from this guy. So, there we go. Thanks for watching my video.